The Aloha Hour with Johny and Dewey.
All right. Thank you, everybody, to all the audience at home. We have another special edition of the Aloha Hour. This time we have our good friend MAKUA ROTHMAN here. How are you, my brother?
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome home, MAKUA. Welcome home.
Mahalo.
Yeah.
All right.
I always feel like I'm home, especially around this guy.
Right on.
You know?
Thank you for saying that.
Not just shalom, it's shaloha.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
There's a deep connection between you two, right? Yeah.
Well, there's a deep respect, and I'm humbled from the fact that you're here and that you came out to hang with us and talk story. Before the show, we actually kind of started to talk, and oh my God, valuable information. Let's try to kind of recapture that. And
I think for the listener, don't really know who MAKUA is, because a lot. I mean, I know this is Hawaiian, but a lot of them who know MAKUA is. But I think you got to walk through this thing that you wrote, because I think
all the audience that does not know who MAKUA ROTHMAN is,
because we're new.
Every once in a while.
He is an accomplished
Sometimes.
professional big wave surfer and inspiring musician. He was surfing 12-foot Waimea waves when he was only 8 years old, which helped him to achieve a milestone in surfing at the age of 18 when he won the 2003 Billabong XXL award for riding a 66-foot wave at Jaws.
That was like the biggest wave ever ridden.
And he was crowned the 2015 Big Wave World Champion. His album Soundwave debuted as the #1 Billboard World Album on iTunes and peaked as the #1 Billboard Reggae Album on December 2013. He is a hunter, a fisherman, a pro surfer, a father. Oh my God, he is MAKUA ROTHMAN.
Yeah, welcome home, MAKUA.
Oh, mostly a father.
Yeah.
Mostly a father now.
Mostly a father. That's
First
so
and
awesome.
foremost, my family.
Right on.
I love this. I love this transition. You know, how old you know?
36.
Prime,
I mean.
Yeah, I know. I truly believe that we as men, 40 is our best year, because when you get to 40, you're like, the ego, all that shit is like you kind of gone through them, and that means anymore.
That's what I mean. I was thinking a little more mentally peaking than anything.
Yeah. So you should be super excited heading toward your 40. Oh, by the way, before we start, I want everyone to know, Johny, you celebrate your how many wedding anniversary? How many years?
13. 13th anniversary. Yeah.
That's amazing. And also I want to shout out to Brad. His birthday is a couple of days ago. He's actually 41.
41. Congrats, Brad. We love you.
Oh, well, how's it feel if he's talking about how awesome it is to be 40? His friends are 41, huh?
He's kind of shy. He won't get on the microphone. And I know he's kind of shy. He won't get on the microphone, but
tell us a little bit about you. I mean, walk us through your life. We're really interested in your life. I know you experienced a lot of stuff. Just start from the beginning.
I guess the beginning, my mom and dad were having a good time, and I guess it all started right there. Started with a lot of love, product of love, and
or lust.
Hey, whatever you want to call it.
Either one.
Well, that's what she said right now. I love you, Mom.
Love or lust.
But it's I was brought into this world by very special people. My father, Edward Rothman, he called him infamous, and my mom, Lutrell Costa, who's what a wonderful lady. All everything that I took from both of them, they gave me the best parts of them, and here I am today. Started off born and raised on the North Shore of Oahu. I was born in a house right above Comsat that kind of overlooks the whole North Shore, and life started off pretty fucking shitty, as I can remember. No bullshit. I didn't really remember too much from the childhood, but I know that there was a raid on our house, and it really fucked me up. Excuse my language. I know this is a podcast a lot of people are gonna listen to, but I'm just gonna speak from the heart. And it came into 72 police, if I'm not mistaken, to arrest one guy. I was sleeping, guns to our heads. 3 years old. I don't really understand why they be pointing guns at me, but I can never forget the police, you know, fucking get the fuck on the ground, fucking shoot you, kill you, whatever. And, you know, taking my dad, roughing up my mom. And it's just a really, really traumatizing thing that I think really gave me a lot of PTSD really early in life. And
now in hindsight, you can see it? Now in hindsight?
I mean, I have a lot of nervous twitches. I have a lot of, you know, I know now that I had this feeling always, and I didn't know what it was. It just was the loneliest, shittiest feeling in the whole world. And my mom and dad split up at a young age. My dad went to jail for that. We lived in a tent on the beach, and funniest thing now is I got a nice house right on the beach where the tent was. So, it was. In the beginning, it sucked, and you know, my family had a really big falling out, and like I told this on a podcast not too long ago that, you know, my mom's uncle, my grandma's brother, was supposed to kill my mom, and he told me later on in life, you know, I couldn't kill her because I loved you, and I know that you need your mom, and I told him thank you, I appreciate that, uncle. Like I said, it was really, really turbulent, you know, being scared who I was going to invite, my grandma or her brother, to my high school graduation and stuff. And thank God he was in jail. I didn't have to make that decision. But yeah, it was a lot of scared stuff. And my grandfather had passed away this year. And one of my cousins from that other side, I called him up and I told him, hey, grandma wants to talk to you. Meaning his auntie, you know, his dad's sister. And he was crying, and he's a grown man, one of the toughest guys I know. And he said, thank you, auntie, I love you, I miss you. And she was crying a lot. And it was just this thing. They never talked for years and years and years. And it was just hate my whole life between my family. And to see them, you know.
Can we ask why? I mean, what was the beef about?
Depends who you ask. But it just had to do with my father and my mother splitting up.
Okay.
And my uncle was my dad's partner, and there's supposedly some things that, you know, my uncle supposedly went to my grandma's house and said he was going to kill my grandpa and the uncle if they testified, you know, against my dad in court and all this shit. And you know, shit was radical back there. I came from a different family. You know, a lot of people nowadays take our kindness for weakness. Yeah. And that's a big mistake. But to see my cousin and my grandma cry and invite each other to lunch, and my cousin wrote me this long text. He just wrote me, you know, there's something special about you, Makua, that you hold people together. You are the glue that can make anything possible. And through all these years and all these problems that we had in this family, you were the reason that nothing, you know, a lot of people would be missing. A lot of really, really fucked up things would have happened. But because you were alive and because you were there, you were the glue that actually held this family together. You were the last thread, you know, like in Hercules, where you cut the thread and that's it. You were that thread, that the only reason that this family actually had any kind of connection with each other. Sorry, I choked up a little bit when I talk about this, but yeah, so that was how my young days were. I mean, there's a lot of good times, you know, growing up and surfing and all that shit, but there was always this stuff in the back of my mind, man. It was always fucking me up.
But was it your dream to start surfing early and surf 12-foot waves, Waimea?
Well, like I said, I grew up on the beach right there in Sunset. My father was a waterman. You know, my name is Makua Kai, father of the sea. I think funny enough, I was named after the uncle that was supposed to kill my my mom.
Wow.
But it's just in my blood, you know. It's a royal sport. I'm the 12th generation grandson of Kamehameha the First. I have my genealogy. So you're 12 or 13, and I think I was just put on this earth to be a surfer, but to use that surfing platform in the beginning to later in my life to be able to inspire the next generation to be Hawaiians and take our aloha spirit and spread it to the world. And you know, like I was asked the other day that what is your what is your purpose here? And I said, I think my purpose here is not to do, it doesn't matter what I do while I'm here. It matters what I do while I'm here, and I can teach the younger generation that they can carry on so that my legacy lives on.
That's beautiful.
So I mean, becoming a surfer was just in my blood, and I didn't think it was a career choice. I think it chose me as one of those things where it just was what I was born to do. Yeah, sorry for the long story.
No,
man, that's perfect.
You guys
That's
asked. Nowadays, I ain't holding nothing back. You know, it's always been like I had to be politically correct when I talk, and I think if I just really be real, it's gonna cut through, and people are gonna feel, and hopefully I can inspire people to do the same. Because
100%.
you know, I was mentally hurt, and mental illness is a massive problem right now.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought that the world would be better without me. You know, all these problems that I had around, if I wasn't here, none of that would, you know, nobody would be mad. Nobody would fight. My mom and dad could go their separate ways. My grandma wouldn't have to deal with this. I would just think if I was dead, you know, if I wasn't here, this world would be way better off. Nobody would have these problems. Nobody would be hurt. But now that I learned that I was actually the reason that a lot of this stuff didn't happen, it really makes sense to me that why I'm here and why I need to stay here and let people know that you are loved. And you know, a lot of I've been there. I felt that shitty way, and I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be dead because I didn't want any of this to happen anymore. And you know, suicide and all that stuff's on the rise more than anything. Some of my closest friends, Sonny, John Shamoka, I mean, I could go on, the list goes on, Paul Cheplik to, you know, Rory and Bubba, and I mean, my cousin Eli, and I mean, it just goes on and on. But you know, I just know that reaching out and interviews like this are very important to let people know that there's you know, it only rains for so long, and if you need help, find it. And people always remember to reach out to your friends because you never know.
Wow.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I can see that you're full of love. Was it always like that? Because now I feel your love. I feel your love. Was it always like that? When you were young, did you have the same mindset?
Well, I mean, I didn't understand when I was young. Like I said, I didn't know. I didn't want to be there no more because I thought everything would go away if I did, you know? I was really, really lost as a child, and I'm so thankful that I had such a strong father. My dad was, oh my God. I mean, my mom, I love my mom to death, and she's, you know, one of my biggest inspirations. But my dad, he's one of the strongest people I ever known, and he's never shown me weakness. And through his strength, I got my strength to carry on through all of that, and knowing that this is the kind of rock, this is the kind of solid thing I need. My dad, there's not too many people on the North Shore in the surfing world, period, or in general, around that he hasn't been a part of their life somehow. Good way, bad way, whatever it may be. My dad is such a rock for so many things, and so he's like a cornerstone of this community in this day and age since he's been here. And you know, without my dad being such a solid guy, I don't think I would have made it this far.
It's so funny because I'm listening to you now, MAKUA, and what you just shared to the world in the last 7 minutes, to me, that's beyond strength. The vulnerability, to me, strength is about acknowledging our imperfection. And there's no child, including yours and mine, that grew up without some kind of a childhood wound. And for yours, it was so intense, and this PTSD to the 10th degree, and you be able to somehow harness it and survive that air and recreate the MAKUA that we see today. And it's truly, I mean, I feel you. I don't know you at all, MAKUA. And when you, the last 4 minutes you share, I mean, I just connected with you and so deep, man. I was like,
you.
fuck, MAKUA.
I think all the thousands of audience, the people that saw it,
because we all have that. None of us have perfect childhood. I don't care, but yours is more intense. But you know, children in Hawaii, right? I mean, like in this island. I mean, incredible, MAKUA.
Well, I mean, you know, I just I'm just thankful that I have the opportunity to be here today and to inspire people. You know, I have a web series out now, and I mean, I'm sorry for not going exactly as planned to the script and whatever
No.
questions about surfing. But
Yeah, we don't care.
I think that, I mean, everybody knows my surfing. Everybody knows this and that. But it's like a great story about a surfer. The wave that they catch at the end of the movie
Yeah.
is the icing on the cake. But the story leading up to that is what's really, that's what people are interested in. You know, a lot of people can see anybody. I mean, you guys have the likes of Billy Kemper, a big wave world champion on here, and everybody's got their story. But to come up and share stories that real people can relate to
100%.
is a lot deeper and a lot more intriguing for me to share with the world than just talking about, yeah, I won this and I'm a champion and I'm this and I'm that. I'm just a regular person like everybody else that was given the opportunity. I took the opportunities that I had and I capitalized on them. You know, I got lucky too. You know, you can't, everybody's like, oh, I'm this badass dude and I've done all these things, but there's a lot of luck involved, and you can call it luck, you can call it preparation, you can call it training hard, you can call it right place at the right time. But I think that I would like to share some stories with you folks that
Please.
are a little more outside the box of surfing and just talk about real life stuff, you know, and what's going on with the world today and how people should, you know, be a lot more interested in their self-esteem. You know,
Yeah.
not worry about so much Instagram. I had a story, you know, the other day somebody's telling me and I seen a text. I was like, oh my God, you unfollowed me. What have I done ever to you? And it's like, is Instagram really that important in life? I mean, I really think it's a good thing for marketing stuff, but I really think that it's done more harm than good to a lot of people because they're striving for things they'll never get. And a lot of the things they're striving that they think they'll never get don't even exist. It's all made up shit. You know, look at me and my perfect family. It's like, dude, come on. It's all made for TV. You know, and I think it's you know, the media and everything that's, you know, oh, you like Joe Biden, you like Donald Trump. Fuck you, I want to kill you. You're a maggot, maggot, and you're a Sleepy Joe idiot. And it's like, dude, you guys don't even know each other. These guys don't, you know, like, this guy is his opinion in life, and this guy's his opinion in life. Why don't you guys celebrate that we all have free choice and free will and be happy that we live in a country that we have the opportunity to express that and not be suppressed by some communist idiots, you know, and like be like, you know what, that's your opinion, right on, bro, that's cool, and let's see what happens, and you know, make fun of it and be like, hey, you know, I wish you the best, and I'm proud of you for choosing and sticking to your guns and not, you know, trying to be like everyone else and just following. You know what I mean? So it's like today it's a bunch of followers and they do a good job with the propaganda machine and all that stuff on TV, making people hate each other and separating and dividing, because they know if the people were united that nobody could control anybody. You know, a united Hawaii.
I'm falling in love slowly with this guy.
You know, like, for me at the end of the day, I want to unite Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know, there's the West Siders and the North guys and the Maui boys and this. We're Hawaiians.
We're always one, yeah.
And we're only so many. And if we stick together, our Hawaiian culture, our aloha, will go the farthest that it ever will, you know, can ever be. You know what I mean? If we all try and come together, which I know is a far-fetched idea, and
it's not Makua.
I mean, you figure,
it's not Makua. It's not.
I mean, it's a far-fetched idea. I didn't say it was impossible. Okay, let's get that straight. I said it's a far-fetched idea that a lot of people, the Bob Marleys, the Martin Luther Kings, you know, they've all tried and inspired people like me to push on, to know that there is good people in this world and there are bad people. I mean, to make billions of dollars, you got to fuck a lot of people on the way. And I'm not talking about literally. I'm talking about you're going to screw over this guy and that guy and this guy. And like I've been posting online, if that's what you're striving for, you better go and make it happen. If you hurt somebody's feelings on the way, don't feel bad about it, because you ain't going to get there nicely. You know what I mean? And I just know that there's a lot of good people in this world, and I want to inspire people to be themselves and take the time to really be happy right here. Because I don't care what it looks like online. I don't care what it looks like anywhere. If you ain't happy right here, you ain't shit, dog. And you're never going to be someone else. So stop trying. Be yourself, love yourself, and get in the water and go surf, because the waves are firing. The devil and God would be like, you know, the waves are firing, let's go surf and we'll kick each other's ass later. I mean, that's just
That's
my
awesome.
God.
But what happened to you? What happened during your life? Was it your relationship? Was it your kids? When do you suddenly do a shift, a pivot into really appreciating the aloha and giving it from the bottom of your heart? Doesn't matter to who, just sharing the love.
I don't know exactly when it happened, but it happened after I started being a little punk dickhead and being selfish and thinking, oh, I'm this badass guy and I can scrap guys, and, you know, trying to suppress those feelings with pills. And, you know, I've done a lot of fucking bad shit to myself. I've partied, I've, you know, drank myself away. I've been a lot of dark places as well too, trying to figure out who I am and where I'm going. And we stumble along the way, and I ain't ashamed to say it. I have done bad, you know, more to myself than anyone else, and that's why I know that, you know, mental health, self-love, and all that stuff is very important, because I almost, and at one point I almost fell out of love with surfing. You know, it was like a burden to surf, and all I wanted to do was party and think that I was this cool guy because I won these contests and I did these things, and I kind of went off.
You were 18,
I
20?
went off the beat. No, I was 20, or I don't know, in my 20s, you know, on and off. Everybody does their thing, and into my 30s, I really, you know, had my children, and I just seen a lot of things changing with people around me, and I knew that I only get to walk this path once in life. I don't get to go back. In life, you take 2 steps forward. There's no such thing as taking 2 steps backwards. You took 2 steps forwards, and you ain't gonna get to go backwards. You don't get to redo that. Sometimes you don't get to say sorry, you know. And I just know that there's a lot to love out there in the world, and I'm so thankful for every opportunity that I had. I'm so thankful for every mess up that I've done. I'm so thankful for every time that I made a mistake, because without those mistakes, without those fuck ups, I wouldn't have learned how to move forward and how to push on in life. And a lot of people are scared to fail. A lot of people are scared to do things and be looked down upon. What does it matter what other people think of you? The only thing that matters is only you know what you're doing. You know, only you know what you're doing when no one's looking. You know, so yeah, it's all the mistakes that I made in life that brought me to the place I am today. And I'm not perfect by any means. We all do. You know, we all mess up sometimes, but I just want to try my best to be the best that I can be. And I can't do this by myself. This life is built around a team of people, and the team that you surround yourself with. You want to be with like-minded people, with champions, with good brothers. You know, you guys had a guy named Nito on this show, Carlos.
Yeah.
He's been one of my biggest inspirations in walking the right path in life. Ever since I met Brother, we connected on a solid level. No business needed, nothing needed from each other besides good, solid aloha. And there's been so many people in my life like that. I mean, I lost a lot of good people that I had in my corner lately, due to one thing or another, but I wish them the best. And I've took what I could and the lessons that they've taught me, and I hope they've done the same. And we're all men, we're all moving on in life. And what else questions you got over there?
This is so deep, man. It's like I don't know how many minutes in already. It was like you open a can of worms.
Just you to know that the questions are irrelevant. The questions are only there because there are some things that people really want to know and talk about, so we have them as a backup. But there's no, you know.
Do you have any questions that anybody asked or anything? Anything fancy? Anything fancy over there?
No way. I'm fascinated. You know, doing the darkest time. You know, like what was it that give you? Like who was it, or what kind of give you that hope, right? Because the hope is everything, right? Remember those dark days that we're sitting here and we go, fuck. I'm listening to you. Oh my God, it's so natural for a child to feel they're responsible for the split up of their parent. They're responsible for all this hurt. But that's what we do, right? We take this trauma on and we carry it with us forever. And we think we're the reason for this separations, right? And I'm curious to see who is that person, who is that wise person that kind of go, Makua, you're the light. You're the one. They're gonna keep everyone together. It's not you. It's them. They're gonna deal with the whole hurt and anger.
I don't think there's one person that told me that. It was a team of people that I had around me, and the strong, resilient people that were just put in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who put them there,
Yeah.
or why, but it's just been the path of life that has, like I said, brought me to where I am. And like I said, my father. I cannot stress enough how important my father is to my life.
Yeah.
And there's so many.
Was music was something that you kind of, like you escape, besides surfing and music, was that something that kind of helped you kind of find your center so you can be whole again, so you can be this human again?
Well, between my dad and my grandma,
Yeah.
I mean, there's not too many people, my mother, that I really needed. I needed them, and they were there for me. And I was blessed to have my family so long. I lost friends and stuff like that, but I had my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, and my mom, all this way. And so many people are unfortunate. They don't have that.
Yeah.
To all the kids out there and everybody that's young that thinks your parents are hard on you and this and that, you guys better appreciate them, because when they're gone, you ain't going to get them back. Anybody that has a problem with their mom or dad, who cares what it is, go give them a hug. Just tell them that you love them. Whether they accept it or not, they're going to feel it in their heart. And get out there, and whatever it may be, if there's somebody that you're worried about or this and that, just suck it up, be the bigger man, and say, I love you. And love goes a long way, guys.
Love is everything. Makua. Love is everything.
Yeah,
this whole life of ours
guys
we
like
have.
Brother is, made it so that every one of us Hawaiian boys were proud to be Hawaiian.
Yeah.
For a long time there in Hawaii, people were ashamed to be Hawaiian. In the beginning, guys were I heard stories of the Hawaiians trying to rub the brown off of their skin.
Yeah.
They're so suppressed. So, the genocide and the everything that was done to the Hawaiian people. Like I hear nowadays, Black Lives Matter and stuff. And Hawaii has such a strong tie to that because of what happened in Hawaii. The Pacific Islanders, I think it was a thing called either bluebirding or blackbirding, where they would take Pacific Islanders and trade them for blacks. And nobody really knows that Pacific Islanders were used in the slave trade as well.
Wow.
It's a massive thing that I think has been covered up. And, just those people, the Duke Kahanamokus, the Eddie Aikaus, Rel Sun, Uncle Buff, everybody that came before us, everybody that came before them, King Kalakaua, Lili'uo Kalani, every Hawaiian that stood firm and made it known that be proud to be Hawaiian. Be proud of who you are. Whatever your race is. And that all goes back to that self-confidence. Those guys are the ones that really made me inspired, especially in the music, because music is such an avenue for people to release. People can sing their sorrows away. People can sing more happiness into life. Without music, the world wouldn't spin. People don't understand everything's vibration, everything is in wavelengths, everything that is music. That's the way music travels. Our voice, it's all a
frequency.
A frequency.
Yeah.
And that's the way the gravity is a frequency, and everything. That's why,
how we all connect. That's how
why
we speak to
music
each other.
is so important. And back in the days, to communicate, it was back in, I would think in the beginning of times, and why do dogs bark, or how to know how dinosaurs communicated, but it was all through a frequency.
Yeah.
And that's why music is so important, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's a way for me to, people are like, what do you love more, surfing or music? I love it all. It's different, and to get up there and go aloha and have the whole place go aloha. I don't care where you go in the world, man. You throwing the shakas in the air and some aloha. I don't care where you are. I know what language they speak. They know aloha.
Yeah.
And Hawaii's such a special place, man. Where we come from is, I guess I'd be biased or one-sided, but there's not too many people you find in the world that don't have a story, a friend, a cousin that lives here or wants to come here. You know, and to everybody that's come here and taken a piece of Hawaii and took it back to them, thank you, because that helps our culture grow. And whether you guys know it or not, aloha's in everybody's language. It's a mutual respect.
It's a
feeling.
universal.
Yeah, it's something that everybody has, and they just don't know it until they come here and learn it. So I think
That is so true.
Yeah, it's from the music to the surfing. I'm inspired a lot. I mean, I'm inspired by Jonathan. I'm inspired by you, bro. You have no idea, you know. The Core Collective and, you know, Aroma Cafe, whatever you guys have done to not let anything stop you from what you guys are doing and succeed in life, that inspires me, whether anybody knows it or not, you know. So thank you guys as well, and for having me on the show. I'm always honored to sit here, and I'll never turn down an interview because it's a chance for me. I could change one person's life. I could talk one kid off of the edge. I could
No, the message you bring
it's
very
an
important.
opportunity for me to try my best to leave that MAKUA ROTHMAN stamp in the world.
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I came into this podcast super excited. I took a nap because my wife and I spent this morning together. MAKUA, we can.
Oh, that's good.
I know. We hung out.
Did I inspire that?
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm so excited. And then, man, when you saw this show, what you just said, it was just so, like, you know, Shmoo might just, like, and I got that text from Shmoo that he was gone, I was like, what the fuck, you know. It's like, and the message you're sharing right now is so powerful because, and especially now during COVID, I mean, all of us in this state of, like, ambivalence, like, we're stuck at home, financial, everything else, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters, as long as we have each other, regardless of our colors and who we are, right? And then love and aloha is the same language. And this is how we're going to survive. This is how we're going to survive this and become one. And the whole idea of Aloha Hour is about this. It's about bringing somebody like you coming in and like, hey, listen, no matter how shitty you have, it's okay. It will pass.
Yeah.
As long as we have each other.
Yeah,
right?
As long as you work towards getting better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there could be a shitty time in life and it could be self-induced.
Yeah.
You know,
Most of it's self-induced.
You keep
It's our
hitting,
decision.
you keep hitting the pipe, or you keep hitting the bottle, or whatever
Yeah.
it may be, or you keep going back to that abusive relationship. It ain't gonna get better. You
Yeah.
have to have the strength to walk away.
Yeah. But that's
And,
self-esteem. That's believing your worth is more than what it is, right? And that's not easy to do a lot of times, especially with the background, the upbringing that we had, you know?
Especially with all the fancy things that they try and make people want to be nowadays. That it's really hard because they got kids so stuck to these devices and so into it. And if they're not like that guy that they see on there, they're not worth anything. I'm not good enough because I can't do that. And it's like, I'm just thankful that I grew up in a time that there wasn't that, and I want to make sure that my kids and other kids remember that. Try put that thing down and just look around and how beautiful the sky is and the sun. Let's talk about the sun, or you know, like feel that wind blowing in your hair. It's not all about what's on that phone, and you gotta, you know. I don't know. It should be illegal to have fake stuff on there, and if you're not real, you can't be on there. 95% of people would be kicked off. You know what I mean? And real recognizes real, and
how are you changing your parenting method now, knowing what social media is and all that, with your your three beautiful children?
It's hard. I mean, sometimes you want some peace and quiet, so you're like, here's this iPad. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're all guilty of all that stuff, and no one's perfect. And I ain't got the answers to that. I ain't got the answers to anything in life, really. I just know that trying my best to be the best version of myself first is the way that I'll be a better parent.
Yeah.
Because I can't be doing shady stuff over here.
Yeah.
Thinking that I'm gonna be a better parent over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
That's
ain't
living
gonna
in a
work.
lie. Yeah. That shit will catch up.
For me, I have to be the best version of myself to be a better parent, and just showing my kids love, holding them, kissing them, tell them how much I love them. That's my way of trying to be a better parent. Spending time with them, being present in the moment when I am with them, instead of them yelling at, hold on, it's like, bro, you worked all day long, you come home, sit down, be with the kids. I mean, a lot of the issues I see kids having nowadays, I had them too, because I was left alone a lot. They don't have the love that they need. It's like a plant. It's like anything. It's growing. You need to take care of it. You need to spend time with it. You don't water your plant, it's gonna die. You don't water your children with love, their soul's gonna die. A child's soul is so fragile that if you don't show it love, more than you can feed it, you can do anything you want, buy it all these toys, put it in all these fancy dance classes, try to make them be this best sports person ever. But if that one thing, that 4-letter word is not there, love, those children will be messed up forever, guaranteed.
Amen. I know. I'm like, you and I sitting here speechless. We don't know how.
Every time he goes on a rant, I'm like, oh my God. That's an edit by itself. No. That's an edit by itself.
What I love so far is your honesty, and you're so vulnerable.
Yeah, you're very transparent, man. And I really appreciate that.
And I don't.
Because I don't want to talk about, I'm the champion, I'm the this, I'm the that. But I mean, people know that. Talking about that's like, beating on a door. It's like, if I'm a champion and I have this opportunity, I want to try and talk about things that's going to make this world a better place.
Yeah, I think by the end of the day, I think all of us, right, we kind of don't get to choose when we come to the world, right? And the moment we get to this world, and if we're lucky enough with guidance and love and our parents, whoever, we kind of really, you only have one path, right? And that's is live our life with the utmost truth. And when you live in that truth, sooner you're like, the time in our life is so short. So we become like a steward to this place. So no matter what the fame it come, and if you realize that, hey, if you're lucky enough, you have this gift, and no matter how much hard work you did, and when you got here, your job now is do nothing but to service humanity. Because that's where the joy comes in. That's where our children become better human, right? And for me to hear that from you now is so fucking incredible. I'm so stoked right now. We can end this podcast right now, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
He's not just preaching to the choir because he's really doing what he's doing. He's always down to volunteer. I saw him also. You organized something for the West, the tent city. Yeah. You brought them food and clothes, and I mean.
Well, there's been a lot of ideas that I've brought up and things that have been done that I haven't taken credit for because I don't deserve the credit. I was just somebody that came up with the idea. Other people executed it. I want them
just
to
the
shine.
Logistics and to bring it down, and I mean the care and the love that you presented that was insane.
But like I said, that wasn't me. That was a lot of people that I was blessed to have in my life.
That's your tribe.
Gave me those things that helped me be able to do that. I'm just a good worker. And I was told by my trainer Rob Garcia. One of the people that have pounded into my head about believing in yourself so you could be a world champion. Is the lights are going to go off. It's all going to go away, all this famous stuff and all this being at the top of the world. And the podiums, one day you're not going to be on them.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to be comfortable in your own skin. And you're really going to see who's your true fans and who really backs you when you're not the champ, when the lights do go off, when you're not on the podium no more. Who's still standing by you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Many guys are there when it's all good, And I think a lot of these people have a hard time with that transitioning.
Yeah.
And
but who gives you all that wisdom, man?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But what are talking about our coming into not choosing when we come into this life? I want to ask you, what do you think you're going to come back to this life as? If there is another life, or if your soul comes back as something else? What would it be?
It's so funny you asked that. This whole COVID time, right? I mean, I sold everything. I did everything. I went on and started this dream company, right? Because after the 2010 recession, after Quicksilver, I went to work with a bunch of companies, and I just realized, wow, you guys are like, all you give a shit is about money. It's just a lot of greed, right?
Well, they're pimps.
Yeah. And I kind of go, we got to do something. We got to do something where the younger generation can go, wow, maybe this is another option, how we live, how we create companies. Yeah, so that was my thing. And for me, the question you asked is, go ahead, ask it again, I'm going to answer it.
What do you think if there is another life and your soul comes back as something, what do you think it is?
Ready? I think the spiritual side of me is saying, look, Dewey, we get to do this again and again until we reach self-actualize, and until like Like literally, I'm not afraid of death at all. If I die tomorrow, I'm super fine because I know I come back again. I get to
What's it gonna be?
I get to do this again, Makua, until I realize my own dream, my own potential, which is serve humanity. My main goal in life is help human suffering. By helping human suffering, is everything you say. It's about us realize that we're okay. You know, and not any day was just the same as everyone else. And the only thing that matters in this life is love. If we can make love visible, everything, we can heal the world. And you look at everything else in the world, only hurt people keep hurting others. But heal human, just like you now. Listen to you. And then we talk a lot before the podcast. Fuck Makua. In a million years, the moment I met Dad back in whatever that years was, I wish I were there, and hearing what you're today, I'm blown. My perception of you before I got here and listened to you the last 7 minutes, I am in love with you, Makua.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's not me.
Makua, you will change the fucking world, Makua.
100%.
No doubt about that, Makua. The realization that you have that you are just a medium, just like all of us here. The Aloha Hour is just a medium. That's how it is.
Well, there's a difference. It's not me. It's the ones that came before me, and it's just my time. It's just my turn, and it's gonna be the ones after me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna solve all the world's problems, but sooner or later there is going to be that one guy that comes and gets it done, and I'm just another another soldier of love trying to make it happen.
Soldier
you know what I mean?
of love. That's your next album. That's your next album. Soldier of love. It's like Sade. Soldier of love.
But what about you? What is your visions, and what are your, you know, you guys get to come on here. You guys are always the one asking questions. What is your vision? What do you think you'll come back with as, or What is your vision for life, and how do you perceive all of this stuff? Because you guys are usually the ones talking to the guy sitting in this chair. I want to know what
Fuck, you guys I love this. We never had anybody asking us this. This is awesome.
Honestly, I don't think about the next time. I only think about this time. And this time, you know, I'm not from here, but I fell in love with Hawaii. I really appreciate Hawaii. My kids were born here. You know, I volunteer here over 20 hours a week. I give back to the community because I care. I didn't do that back home. I do it here because when I came here, the people smiled at me. So my mission is to give back now. I don't wait for the next turn. I try to do as much as I can this turn and give back as much as I can to as many people as I can. And I think, you know, bringing people like you and motivating the people and inspiring, man, this is like, I feel I did my good deed for the year, man. Just hearing you speak like that is like, no, for real. You and all the people that we had before. I mean, it's so impactful to hear you guys. You don't even appreciate that, but the audience is blown away.
I hope. I mean, I guess I'm not here for a long time, but I am here for a good time. And having that good time is, you know, I got to be happy while I'm doing it, you know, and I got to find a way to make myself happy because that's nobody else's job but mine. And, you know, true happiness I see when I see my children be happy, and I take them and the things that I get to watch them smile about, and the imagination. Like I was watching my son. I took the control from you have this old Nintendo game, right? That's like the old Nintendo original one. And, you know, I turned on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the TV, right? And so he's really into Raphael. We play the game at Fun Factory, the game, right? So I take the control and I plug it in, just in between the couch, like it's plugged in. I'm like, Khalil, go, they're gonna fight. This is your turn. And he's like pushing the buttons, watching the movie, like, Dad, do you see that? I made him do that, and watch this, I'm gonna make him punch. Ooh, boom, boom. Oh, I got. And then he gets the guy, and he's like, oh, Dad, you see that? I got him. And it's like, to see the imagination and to live through that innocent soul that isn't poisoned by the world yet. It's such a treat to enjoy these times. I've been told many times and many times and many times that enjoy these times. They're not gonna last forever. And I'm starting to realize that a lot of the things that I look past, as, you know, frustrating as it is trying to raise children, watching that and appreciating that innocence and that imagination that they have, I almost get to get it back, because I would never think the way they do. You know, I forgot about that a long time ago, and my imagination and my innocent soul was crushed at such a young age that I didn't really get too much of that. A lot of it was fear, depressed. Thank God I had my dad to be so strong and to lift me and make me happy, and to always,
What is a very important lesson that you got from your dad that you really, really want your kids to, to continue?
Oh, I just see one of the lessons was don't tease, don't make fun of the person that already fucked up. Don't make fun of the crippled guy. Children have a lot of, they don't understand, or they're just kind of mean.
Yeah.
And they like to tease, they like to laugh when somebody falls down. If somebody gets hurt, don't laugh at them, help them up. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but a fat girl in school. Why are you gonna tease her? She wakes up every fucking day feeling bad. Why are you gonna tease her and make her feel any shittier? Does that make you feel good? Why not be her friend? Why not be the one that helps her and pulls her in? And so, the kid that is in the wheelchair, why not bring him with all the cool kids and make him feel good? That's the kind of shit you do, boy. You don't go and tease people. You don't go and make fun of somebody that already feels shitty about themselves. You know what I mean? Be the one that helps them feel better.
Imagine if everybody would do that. Imagine if everybody would do just that, how the world would be different.
It's a learned behavior. I think Maku is right on. It's the parenting. It's up to us who teach our parents.
That's a very
and then he makes it like a funny thing. You'll see later on in life, boy, that girl you were, me too. She might have a nice cousin or something when you grow up. Yeah, you might have a nice cousin when you grow up, and then all these guys are assholes, but you're the nice guy. You never know, boss. And he always made it into a funny thing like that, because like he said, he's like, I'm not gonna be your dad. I'm gonna be your friend. I'm gonna raise you as a friend. I didn't like my dad. I don't fucking like dads. You know what I mean? And I just wanna be a friend, bro. I wanna be your number one guy. And more than a dad, he was always my best friend. And but that lesson.
Did he also teach you how to surf?
Oh yeah, he taught me how to surf. He taught me how to do everything. Like I said, my dad was my best friend. It was only me and him for a long time. Everywhere he went, I went. If I couldn't go, he wouldn't go. And, a lot of that stuff, like I tell my daughter, we go to the bar, I'm playing music or whatever it may be. I got my daughter. If she can't come in, I ain't playing. My kids can't come. I'm going to a big board meeting if it's with a bunch of billionaires. And I have my children, they can sit over there and be nice. They know how to be respectful. But if my children aren't allowed, then I don't belong in this meeting. I don't belong here. If my children don't belong, I don't belong. You know what I mean? And that's how it was growing up with my dad. If he can't come, I ain't coming.
So, but then you have another brother, the Koa.
Yes.
When you were how old?
10 years old. He's 10 years younger than me.
And then different mom?
Yes, different mom. And I have Lono.
And Lono? Same mom as Koa?
Who's the most badass Rothman there is.
He's in the military, no?
He's in the military serving our country. But what's crazy? I got off a USO call this morning. I was on the phone with General Milley, who's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Yeah.
So he's the number one guy. And we did a virtual USO tour this morning.
Wow.
I went to Iraq, Afghanistan, Qatar, all those places.
For play?
Yeah, on a USO tour with a bunch of athletes, musicians, actors, actresses, and stuff to just support our military and go down there. And guys were doing, BJ Penn and the boys were doing MMA stuff, and Shane Victorino was doing baseball, and I was jamming music with a guy called Craig Morgan, country singer Craig Morgan, and it was just a badass time to be able to go down there and just show how thankful we are to be able to live like we do every day, because these people put their life on the line and go for our freedoms. We get to enjoy our liberties because of guys like this. And I know there might be a lot of people out there that, you Hawaiian, fuck America and all that shit. But, it is what it is right now. And this is where we live. And I'm going to make the best of it. And the people nowadays, it's not their fault of whatever happened. They're doing their job and believing that they're keeping us safe and protected, which they are. And my brother's out there fighting for our country, fighting for what he believes is right. And I'm so thankful every day to those people. I don't care what anybody says. Thank you to the U.S. military for keeping us safe and protecting our liberties here. And, I get to wake up every morning and go surf if I like. I don't gotta be under the tyrannical rule of some idiot. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to be able to give back like that and go and show how appreciative we are on behalf of every civilian that lives here. And like I said, you don't have to be in uniform to serve your country. Us going over there and giving back, giving thanks, bringing joy to such a shitty place, is helping serve our country as well, to bring that joy, is what the general was telling us this morning. And General Milley, I don't know if you ever watched this, I'll send this to you.
He will.
You're the man, bro.
Right on. So tell us, so you were 10 years old and suddenly your dad has another son. How does it make you feel? How is the whole dynamic change?
Oh, I was older already, you know, so I had my friends, I had a lot of stuff going on in life, and just having to watch them, like, watch your brothers, like, I gotta watch, it's your kid, not mine, you watch them, you know what I mean? But it's like, I would never say that to my dad, but like, that's how I feel.
Boy, hope you listen to this shit.
But you know what, it's not about that, about Koa, it's about, I understand now with my children.
Yeah.
It's like, son, watch your brother and sister, dad's gonna do this, you know what I mean? And it's about, I was the older brother, but I was a child, you know what I mean? And I didn't understand, but you're supposed to help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's your job, to help dad and mom. And Ohana, everybody works together, you know, and I didn't understand that back then. I was just like, why do I gotta watch this little kitty? That's so boring. Watching Hercules all day and this and that. But now that I'm older, I understand. I was just driving by my brother on the freeway right here, and I was telling him how much I love him, and there was a transition point where I was, like I said, I was fucking up, and I really was mean to my brother, and I know he still has some resentments against me for how shitty I treated him, but I don't think he would have been as badass as he is in surfing and stuff. Well, I wasn't such a prick to him.
Yeah, the tough love, right? The tough love.
It was one of those things where he was like, fuck you, I'm gonna show you, and he showed the world that he's one of the most badass dudes in the ocean today.
Fuck yeah.
And I love you, Ko, all my heart. You know that. I told you I was sorry for what I did right there. Whether you accept it or not.
Wait, I saw the heat. He won. He won.
Which heat?
Come on.
Oh, that one that he had to cut his hair?
Yeah.
No, he cut his hair, not me. And he knows if we have another heat, he'll cut his hair again. We've surfed Jaws, we've surfed everywhere in the world together in heats. And
that heat, he won.
The only thing he got was a barrel.
Yeah.
Where was the turns and all that stuff?
Hello. Yeah, you fell off almost every other way.
I'm not sure. You must be one of those.
I don't know what YouTube you're watching.
This guy's tripping, bro.
I'm dying to know.
He works for Quicksilver, you can tell.
That was good. Stab it.
Hey, Pat, if you're hiring, wait. Hey, Pat, if you're hiring, I'm available.
Pat, we don't accept those kind of guys.
Hey, I'm a damn good cook or dishwasher, though. I can wash your dishes.
Talk about cook.
Yeah, that's.
I just started a bagel company, Bonsai Bagels. What's up? Huh?
That's
what about them Bonsai Bagels?
So, just to tell our audience, MAKUA ROTHMAN launched Bonsai Bagels, and he did a pop-up at Sharks Cove. First day, 550 bagels, sold out in an hour. Then they did it again, 980 bagels, sold out in 2 hours. Best bagels on the island is Bonsai Bagels. Tell us a little bit about it.
I was just
wait. Before we get there, like, who put that? I told you, I thought Dad was the one who put that.
No, actually, Pat Tenori.
Pat did.
Pat Tenori, yes.
Wow.
You know, he's a genius.
Of course he is. Duh.
Gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
And
he said bagel.
It was a long story. We had a thing going, and it didn't materialize. And a lady came for a surf lesson, and she's from Northern California. And lo and behold, taught her daughter how to surf, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to start a bagel company." And I was like, "What? That's so funny. I was gonna do one once upon a time." And she goes, "Oh, really? Is it still going?" I said, "No, it's not. You know, for one reason or the other, it's not going anymore." And she goes, "Well, how about I give you half my company?" And I'm like, "Give you half my what?" She goes, "I'll give you half of the company. I got all the recipes. I'm making bagels for this long. Never made a company, but I'll 50-50 with you. Just be my partner. I'll do everything." And I'm like, "You'll do everything? Oh, well, and I get half of this bagel company?" I'm like, "Fuck, yeah, sure." You know what I mean? So that's how it came about. And all the recipes have come from Heather. Her name is Heather Robinson. She's the brainchild behind this style of bagel that we're making now.
Right.
She's the cook. I'm just kind of a marketing and face of the brand kind of guy. With we all have our specialties in what we've done, and I brought in another partner, Thomas Naylor, who has Kenui Kitchen over there in Waimea Valley. So our home kitchen is in Waimea Valley. From now on, every Sunday we will be at the Sharks Cove Lunch Trucks in 1 week.
What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
until
every
sold
Sunday.
out, which isn't very long.
Yeah.
So every Sunday, you guys come out, get your bagels, bonsai bagels. You can DM us orders on our Instagram as of now. In a week, we'll have our online orders ready. You order, we make, you pick up, or we can deliver. We make it happen however you want. We're going to hustle these bagels like, you know, we're going to hopefully we may roll in dough.
Yeah.
Rolling some dough.
So beginning next Sunday at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Sharks Cove.
Sharks Cove.
Yeah,
Ooh.
everybody says they're the bomb. So good on ya, and you chose the right.
There's no good
Talking
bagel
about
in
the
this
bomb, we have bagel bombs, which come cream cheese inside the bagel. Bagel bombs. So you just one bite, almost like sasabune. One piece, one bite.
Wow.
No sauce needed. The sauce is already in there. I mean, it comes churro bagel, churro spread inside. Comes jalapeno cheddar bagel, jalapeno spread inside.
Wow.
It's been an awesome road. It's been an awesome thing. And like I said, yeah, Pat Tenori is a genius. He's done a lot for a lot of people. And that post he made the other day on his Instagram of the sewing machine in his garage, you know, I posted that, boss, you made a lot of people.
He changes a lot of lives.
You made a lot of people believe that anything was possible.
Yeah.
And being around him for so long, all of these years, was a blessing.
Yeah.
And it still is a blessing to be, for him to be a part of my team. And, like I said, I've had a lot of people come along in my life and get me to where I am and mentor me. And Pat has been one of them. And I love that guy a lot. He's been there for me in a lot of times that I needed him, and I've been there for him in a lot of times that he's needed me. Like I said, nobody's perfect. Everybody's been through stuff, and you come out the other side, and who's standing next to you still is the guy.
That's everything.
In your corner.
Yeah,
and,
that's everything.
Yeah, but other than that, I got a shark tour boat. Anybody want to come for shark tours in Haleiwa Shark Tours? We have Haleiwa Shark Tours. We have a cage diving tour in Haleiwa. Myself and Kala Alexander.
You went?
Yeah, I actually went, and I took my
one
family.
Of our friends, John. We can't forget John. John's one of the main reasons we got this company. My brother John.
So I went there with my family, and Kala took us out 3 miles out of the ocean and went into the cage, and it was epic. I highly recommend. I don't care if you're local, if you're a visitor, tourist, I don't care. It's epic. You should do it 100%. I loved it. And my kids were so stoked. They couldn't believe they see a shark. They were like blown away.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So let me ask you this. I mean, you're a pro surfer, you have sponsorships, but you also do so much in business and bagels, and you never stop. And you have your family.
I play music.
And you play music, and you tour. And I saw you last year, I think you were with Common Kings in Cali, and you guys, I mean, there's only 24 hours a day.
Yep.
How you make it happen?
Well, it's up to you what you do in those 24 hours. Some guys sit around and make like there's only 15 hours in 24, but there's actually 24, and I'm not sure.
You wake up early?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm waking up at 5:30 every morning, if not 5:15, and I'm on the road running by 6, no later. 100%. I will not miss right now, and I know I just been blessed. We've all been blessed in certain ways, and you got to make sure that you make the most of those 24 hours because you only got so many of them that are gonna click before that clock shuts off.
Yeah.
And if you want it bad enough, you'll make 24 turn into 36 real quick.
That's a quote.
That's a quote.
Holy shit.
That's a MAKUA Rothman quote
shit.
right there.
That's good.
You
That's
heard it
good.
on the Aloha Hour first time.
Fuck, that's good.
That's
If you
good.
want it bad enough, you turn 24 to 36. Fuck, that's good.
That's heavy. I
That's
like it.
good.
I like it. So you were always business minded? This is
I
something
mean,
you got from
you
your
can
dad?
always use other people's time too. But business minded. I'm
I mean, your dad had the hui.
a Jewish Hawaiian, man.
Hawaiian,
You know,
right?
I'm the
Hawaiian.
Jew-Hawaiian. But it's
I mean, your dad had a brand, right, called the Hui. That was a
Yes.
fashion brand launched in.
I mean, my dad's been a businessman in many different avenues, and he's taught me that he's come from nothing. Actually, you know, I had him. He
Yeah.
had nobody, and he did what he had to do for us to have a better life.
Yeah.
And he always told us that don't follow in his footsteps. He lived a pretty fucking crazy life, and some of the shit he's done, just, he can't talk about, you know. And he always told me, promise me, never do what I did, because I did that so that you guys could have a better life. And you know, even though it was fucked up in the beginning, he did what he had to do to get back on track and get me to where I needed to be, so that I could be successful in life.
And not just you. I mean, we heard from a lot of people that he helped a vast majority of the people on the North Shore. Pro surfers that came over here, they were very grateful about you, your dad, and the way you accepted them on the North Shore and the way you treated them and helped them. Billy said your dad bought his mom a car and like really took care of them and whatever. I mean, everybody super grateful. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, it makes me feel like all those fuckers better not forget all that shit. I mean, some guys are quick to forget.
Yeah.
But I'm just, like I said, it makes me feel blessed that I had such a strong person in my life. It makes me feel blessed that I get to sit here with you folks today, and I get to ask you guys questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, I mean, hopefully this podcast turns into something major, and it hits the Spotify's and all that kind of stuff, you know. And I just know that I was just one of the people on here that help help your guys' journey.
100%.
You know, and I'm not sure what your end goal is for what you guys are doing, but I'm just happy that
Spread
I got
love.
To,
That's my
I got
goal.
to
Yeah,
help.
spread
I got to
love.
help, you know.
That's it.
I'm happy that I was here to help, and I'm not sure what time it is, but
I just want to know, when you met Nalani, did you write a song for her? Or is there a song that you wrote for her?
when I met Lalani,
Yeah.
When I met Lalani, I was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I met her through a friend, and we all went out, and I broke her window in the back of her car. And I didn't know her from the man on the moon. You know, I was
Yeah.
just standing in the taxi line, and somebody's like, "Oh, I know these chicks from Hawaii." And I'm like, "Fuck, we're in Vegas. We're gonna wait for chicks from Hawaii? Fuck, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I turned around, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." And I was about to get in the taxi. He's like, "They're here." And I looked, and I'm like, "Oh, these chicks are kind of hot, all right." I was obviously kind of drunk. I didn't really know what was what. And we went out and had fun. I didn't, you know, there wasn't like a hookup thing. I was just friends of a friend. And I broke her window. And,
How did that came about?
well, I was sitting in the back seat, and it was going slow, and I was pulling the window up to help it up, and when I let it go, it fell down and broke in the trap. And she started crying, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "What the hell?" And oh, he's gonna beat me up and this and that. I don't know who is what, you know. I'm like, you know, it's just, if anything happens, just call me up. I'm here, and if you need any help. And next day, I was going to a bachelor party, and her cousin called me. And I think I'll just stop there because it's a fucked up story. But
No, I'm
those
talking.
of those who know. But yeah, I almost told it, but I never told it to the world because I don't want to make anybody look bad.
But do you feel she changed you? Because I feel that she did. I feel that the love that she gave you and the support and the trust and that she believes in you. I mean, your relationship from seeing you guys from the side, it just looks like you nurture each other with a lot of love, and it helps both sides.
Nalani has been a blessing to me. I met her at 21 years old.
Wow.
You know, and
Is that when your music started at 21?
I played music my whole life.
Yeah,
the album started at 2012 when the music career started. Nolani's, I broke up with her in between. I even had a son in between. My oldest son is from someone else, and Nolani treats him like her own.
That's
and
beautiful.
Nolani is somebody I can't really be without. She's she takes care of my children. She gave me two of the best things that ever happened to me. I'm so thankful to have Nolani in my life. Yeah, it's been a long road. It hasn't been easy. Anybody that has children and in a long relationship knows that, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But, we work through whatever problems it is that we've ever had. We're here today, happy. And, it's like, it's been, I'm not going to lie, the last few months have been pretty rocky.
Yeah.
The last few years have been hard with the children, and, but she's a strong woman. She's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And all I'm here is to help make her life better in any way that I can.
Yeah.
Love, Nolani. Love you, babe.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you've done for me. And, even though we argue and...
Man, what marriage
this
doesn't
and
have
that.
that? Like, come on.
She knows that...
Yeah.
I think she knows.
She won't be able to get away anyway. I'll find her wherever she's at. I love you, babe.
Yeah.
Well, there's one picture. Sometimes what we do, we bring a couple of pictures from Instagram. It's called the Instagram close up, and we kind of talk about those pictures. One of the pictures that we brought is of you and your daughter, and it's the best picture ever. When you're hugging her. Tell us a little bit about this picture. When we watch this, look at you.
Oh, the
Look at
video
your
of you
face.
surfing with her was so precious, man.
No, I'm just...
What is it? One
I
of your
just know that
proudest
I wouldn't be
moments?
alive at that moment if it wasn't for that little girl right there. And to be paddling out in honor of such a great Hawaiian waterman, knowing that my legacy is going to live on through her. Like I said, you see, I'm not just talking about it. You need to show your children love, and you see that smile on her face. As long as she knows that she got her daddy's love, she'll be all right. And it's going to be up to her to make the choices later after that. But knowing that she's loved, and knowing that I'm loved by someone unconditionally, there's a difference between your wife and your children. That love that a child can give to their parent is unlike any other. And I actually got a song called Real Love that I just released.
Yeah.
For Nalia. And I got another one coming out. Actually, December 4th, I got another single. So within COVID, I had 2 singles, 1 bagel company. What else did we do? A bunch of web series, Makua Aloha. I didn't let COVID take me down because, like I said, when I came up, it was the shittiest of shitty. COVID can't fucking compare to what I had to go through. And these pictures are awesome. It's me and my pops right there. That's Baby Fast, they call me. He's Fast Daddy, I was Baby Fast. And look at that, we almost look like twins right there. It's a younger version. And
This is a crazy picture.
yeah, that's my grandfather right there. Oh, love you, Papa. That was my biggest fan. That was my number one of all number one supporters I've ever had in my life. My
Your
Papa.
grandpa.
He never spoke mean to me, never laid a hand on me. He only ever encouraged me.
But
He
just tell the
was-
audience, what is this picture? So you hear
So the
this.
picture that I'm looking at here, right here, is when I was given a certificate of recognition for being a world champion and for being an ambassador of Aloha from Hawaii to the world. And
it's in the state capital, right?
it was in the Honolulu Hale
Oh.
with the city council, all the city council members, and they recognized this boy for
That's
doing
what's up.
what he does.
That's what's up.
And this other one right here is me and Nalia. The best gift in life is to be able to give.
Yeah, that's the caption that he put on the bottom.
Yeah. And taking all that I've learned in my life, good and bad, and hoping my baby girl will take all the good and use it with her own life experiences.
Do you feel you're doing a good job?
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I'm not doing a perfect job.
But
I
you're
mess
doing a good
up
one.
and I'm doing the job that I can with what I got. And like I said, love is the number one key to making all that stick together.
Yeah.
What is this other one? Oh, baby girl on her waves. She's a charger, man. She's a tiger of all the kids, man. She's gonna give me the hardest time. You know, she's more like me than any of the other ones, so I know that she's gonna give this world one hell of a run for its money. And then this is my babies. These are my little Rothmans right here.
The little Rothmans.
That's my blood and national. Oh, look at this one. So the lady was so crazy. The lady that's
So basically,
partner-
there's just a second. I just gotta explain to the audience. There's a picture of the International MAKUA ROTHMAN Day, and I wanted to know, what is the MAKUA ROTHMAN Day?
Do you know when MAKUA ROTHMAN Day is?
No,
November 26th.
no way.
Oh my God!
Tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Tomorrow's National MAKUA ROTHMAN Day in the National Day Archives. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, it's that's crazy that this day recognizes MAKUA ROTHMAN as it's a day of spreading aloha. So the National MAKUA ROTHMAN Day definition is a day of spreading aloha. And yeah.
So on that note,
pretty crazy.
on that note, Dewey and I wanted to do something very special for MAKUA, and since it's Thanksgiving and the International MAKUA ROTHMAN Day is about giving aloha, Dewey's brand Kikoa Collective, my brand Hawaiian Aroma Cafe, and our project together, the Aloha Hour, raised $2,500, which we donated to Exosurf Hawaii in the name of MAKUA ROTHMAN.
No way.
So you can continue to spread your love. And thank you, Exosurf, for everything that you do. We love you guys.
Well, you know what? Access Surf is it's just like an extension of my family. Talking about spreading aloha, these guys spread joy to a lot of people that wouldn't have it. And I was talking about that little girl in the wheelchair, that person that doesn't have an arm. These guys make it possible for those people to go out there and enjoy what I love most, surfing, and to feel what the ocean can do and feel the happiness and joy that the ocean can provide to people. I mean, without things, organizations like Access Surf, this world wouldn't be what it is today. The love and the support and the access that the people without access would actually have. I'm so honored to have this in my name. You have no idea. I love you guys. Thank you very much for having me here today.
Fuck, I love you.
Thank you, Hawaii, for letting me represent and be someone that represents. Wearing Hawaii on my sleeve. Everything I do is for Hawaii. Everything I do is for aloha to live on. I love you guys. Aloha.
Yeah. All right.
Well, before we're going to finish that, we have 5 what would you rather questions made for MAKUA. MAKUA, are you ready?
Never been more ready.
All right.
Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Lang, hold on. Hey, look. Ooh, okay. Wait.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. We need one more cup. Oh, yeah, I got mine.
One for you. One for you. No, this is
No,
just for
he's
you
good
guys.
already.
No. Cannot you?
You guys are asking me these questions. You asked me if I'm ready, so I'm going to give you guys a shot so you guys can get ready to ask me these questions.
L'chaim.
Nothing wrong with that.
L'chaim.
I got my water right here. I'm good. Thank you. There you go. Woo. Can you finish it? I got to finish the question.
I'm a pussy.
All right.
There you go.
MAKUA ROTHMAN.
Yes.
What would you rather? Surf Kelly's surf pool on a rental boogie board or surf Jaws on a wave storm?
Surf Jaws on a wave. Nothing against Kelly's wave pool. It's one of the most best experiences of my life. But a rental boogie board in a pool in the middle of the desert. Hawaii on any board, anytime.
Oh, yeah. All right. What would you rather? Be a termite in a wood shop or an ant in a candy store?
Oh, I'd be a termite in a wood shop.
You know it.
Termites gonna eat. I don't know how long those ants live after they eat all that candy.
Right on.
Anything that eats too much candy ain't gonna last that long.
You know that. All right, a tough one. What would you rather be remembered as the GOAT of Hawaiian music or the GOAT of surfing?
Oh man,
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a good one.
I don't really want to be known as the GOAT of anything. I just want to be one of the brothers that was known as somebody who spread aloha throughout the world and did it to the best of his ability. You know.
We'll accept that answer. That's what's up. All right, what would you rather? Eat sweet and sour chameleon or teriyaki camel?
You know why? 1 second I answer like that.
Yeah.
Because I'll never be the GOAT of Hawaiian music. There have been so many great people. Brother Is, you know, all these people I could never disrespect by saying I wouldn't be the GOAT of Hawaiian music because the GOAT exists right now.
Yeah.
And the next GOAT, it might come after me. And the GOAT of surfing, we all know who that is.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to stay in my lane.
Wow. You see? I love your humbleness. Back to our question. Eat sweet and sour chameleon or teriyaki camel?
Eat sweet and sour chameleon?
Yeah.
I want a sweet and sour chameleon with a side of teriyaki camel. Yeah, that's what's up.
Oh, shit.
All right. What would you rather? Teach your daughter to hunt boars or teach your daughter to surf jaws?
Ooh.
Knowing
my
her.
daughter to surf jaws.
Yeah, knowing her. Yeah.
Automatic.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much to all the audience. Thank you. The last couple of weeks were insane. Looking at the YouTube, looking at the views, that's what keeps us going. The messages that we get is really keeping us super motivated and stoked. Dewey?
We're just humble. I'm just like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for you to show up, take your time doing holiday, show up and do this. I'm fucking humble.
Thank you, guys.
I'm thankful.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
All
Don't
right.
forget to give. Give. Spread the aloha. Thank you.
Ooh, all right.
Aloha.
All right.